today. What I'm going to show you folks here is something somewhat unique. It's a system that I adapted from something that is an old farmer trick done years ago with larger hooks, where they would actually thread a worm onto a two hook harness. And at the time, I don't even realize they knew what they were doing, and twist the worm in a real similar fashion to like a slow death type corkscrew thing. And I think their theory is they just wanted two hooks in that doggone worm. And the way it was told to me, they said, well, which end of the worm do you know they're going to bite? I got to thinking about that over time as we really got into fine-tuning this slow death stuff, and I thought, why not combine the two? So what I have done is taking a small slow death hook, putting it on the end of a harness, a regular bait holder type hook on the front of the harness is sort of a pinning point, and I thread this worm on, and I do that in a somewhat unique fashion as well. I'll try to show you how I do this. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you get it down, it's not too tough. What I found helps me is I lay the worm right on my leg. And where I start is I run this threader in right about at the collar. So I've got a little bit of a tag in, and I'll show you what the advantage of that is in a moment. The key is to run that through, don't come out the sides. And then what you've got is you've got him pinned down on this tubing. I take this end hook and set it in the end of the tubing. Just kind of hold this in my legs like a vise. Then I literally thread this worm up on the line. And as it's going up on the line, you can see it comes about right to where this anchor hook is. I simply pin him in place, and as it comes out, you'll see I've got that fat end of that crawler. He's completely free of the hook. And what that'll do is the whole crawler will spin in a snake-like fashion, but then that little piece on the end, that'll sit there and corkscrew. And what I found with this too is when you're dealing with a lot of little fish, which we are in a wahi right now, we've got just oodles of 10 to 13 inch fish. At times I think this is a little bit bigger presentation. It may deter some of them smaller guys, so you're not monkeying with them so much. It also works good as a dead rod because you don't have to babysit it quite so much. To finish the package out, I've run just a 6mm size bead and a very small, the 0.8 size smile blade there again to give it some added traction. And I found at times, especially in a tough bite, this will pull fish when just about nothing else will, and typically a little bit better fish. So it's good as a dead rod. Let it sit there. If it gets a few bites a day, they're generally good bites for you. You don't have to babysit it, constantly rebait it. We've had some smaller fish here, so we're going to go to something like this, see if we can't make this pan out. And we're slowly getting up to one of the better areas that has been better, so hopefully we can find some better fish and put it to work and let you folks see just exactly how it does work. Another key with these, with a bottom bouncer system is too, I do see people, they let out way too much line. You need just enough to know that you're making contact with bottom. You don't want the thing dragging. So I've done that there. Real simple. The ram mount rod holders are real easy to use. Toss it in. You get a bite. The nice thing with these two is I generally just let them hang themselves. Let them load that rod up,